How's it going, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about Twitter and how to grow your first 1,000 followers organically as quickly as possible. So I've been trying to promote my blog and YouTube channel on all major social media platforms, and surprise, surprise, Twitter is my personal favorite among the bunch. Why? Because Twitter's organic reach blows everything else out of the water, which makes Twitter a perfect place for you to personal brand yourself or sell your services or products online for free. But if you're just starting out on Twitter, like I was a couple of months ago, you most likely will face these problems. So number one, you don't have a lot of followers. Number two, your tweets don't reach a lot of people and it has low engagement. Number three, you got no sales and minimal traffic back to your website. So how exactly do you grow on Twitter? Worry not. So I've tried a bunch of stuff on Twitter, and then I looked back at my analytics and I reverse engineered what worked. So with the help of this video, you'll save massive time by not having to figure all this out by yourself. Alright, let's start with why Twitter. Now for me, what I do is I usually promote my blog posts or YouTube channel on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So the amount of work that I do is about the same. If anything, it's slightly higher on Instagram because I have to create some sort of graphical asset for it, because Instagram is more visual than it is on Twitter. So I'm going to pull out some stats here for you to take a look at the comparison between Instagram and also Twitter. So these are the stats for the past 28 days or 1 month. So on Instagram, I only reach about 3,400 people, and I did a lot of work here. I did IG stories, IGTV, IG reels, posts, carousels, you name it. On the right side here, here's my Twitter analytics, and with only 57 tweets, I've reached 162,000 people. So Twitter is miles better than Instagram or Facebook or any other social media platform that I've personally tried. The Instagram requires a lot more work. For me, writing tweets comes a little bit more natural. If you have limited time, limited resource, what would you rather do? Create Instagram content where you only reach about 3,000 people? Or would you rather tweet and reach 162,000 people? Alright, so let's move on to the next reason why Twitter is great. Compared to other social media platforms, Twitter's audience is way more open-minded. Like, you can talk about more topics unfiltered on Twitter and you can get away with it. Matter of fact, people love that. But if you try that same approach on, let's say, Facebook, where people are a lot more conservative, man, you just get roasted on Facebook. Like this one time where I tweeted to millennials and Gen Zs of Malaysia to don't invest in under construction properties. And that one tweet alone got 60,000 impressions. That's really good. Now, this is a hot topic, and the way that I say don't invest is very strongly opinionated, and that's the kind of tweet that does quite well on Twitter. Alright, if you're starting out and you don't know what to tweet about, from my observation, these 3 topics are fail-proof to surely get you high impression and engagement. Alright, here we go. So the first one, anything about money or personal finance. People always love these topics, fail-proof. So for example, how to manage your money, how to make money, how to save money, how to invest money. Number 2, business tips and motivation. So there's a lot of people who are online trying to sell something, but behind their profile, maybe they're nervous, maybe they don't know what to do next. So if you give tips, people love that, they will follow you. Number 3, anything with self-improvement. An example is you can give tips of how to optimize your time and productivity. So now you know what topics to talk about on Twitter. Let's take a look at some of my live examples of what I consider to be doing pretty well. But first things first, forget about going viral. Consider going viral a nice bonus, but it's not your main objective. So instead, here are the metrics that you need to know. So number 1, it's impression. So what that means is how many people saw your tweet. So if Twitter thinks your content is good and is relatable to a lot of people, it will show that tweet to as many people as possible. Number 2, engagement. So engagement means how many people interacted with your tweet. Either they liked it, they retweeted, they comment on it, or something like that. They did something with your tweet. My general rule of thumb is I aim for something above 5% engagement rate. That could be considered a pretty good tweet. Number 3 is retweet. So retweet is kind of like you sharing somebody's article on Facebook. If somebody retweets your tweet, that means that they think that your content is relatable to them. That's why they want to share it. Having your tweet retweeted by somebody else is good because it will expose your tweet to their network of people, further increasing your impression because you're reaching to more new people. And the last one is quote retweet. When somebody quote retweets you, they either agree or disagrees with you, and then they want to put their own spin on top. So it gives a good opportunity to start a conversation. So here I made a table. I organized the types of tweet that did pretty well for me in order of the best impression going down. My key findings are: in Malaysia, addressing a very common pain point in the local language will reach the most amount of people and have the highest engagement. At least that's what I'm experiencing right now. So if you are in Malaysia, consider also tweeting in Malay. If you want English, you can mix it up because we're quite a dual language nation here. But don't ignore the Malay tweets. Number 2, the deeper the pain that you're trying to point out, the better the engagement. And a topic that I see did really well over time and time again is discussing about low salaries. Like I tweet about, hey, we don't make enough money because of this and that. Those kind of tweets do really well almost all the time. Number 3, make the tweet about the audience and not about yourself. Now this is very simple. Instead of saying I this, I that, change I to you. You this, you can do this, you can do that. You can use your personal story, but by the end of it, it's about the audience. So if you keep that in mind, your tweets will be doing pretty well. Number 4, people love stats. They love numbers. So when you talk about something, you got to put in some stats in there and quote whoever you got the stats from. So they also like lists and they like photos, real photos. So for example, before and after photos, people love that. And lastly, so the more your tweet resonates with a lot of people, they're gonna check out your profile. And then from there, they can follow you or buy whatever it is that you're trying to sell. All right, there you go. Those are my key findings. So if you follow my tips, you're well on your way to get your first 1,000 followers on Twitter. And once you have a little bit of an audience, you can start selling whatever it is you want to sell. All right, so I hope this video has been helpful. See you in the next video. Bye.